Hey guys, what's up? Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I wanted to take a little time and talk to you guys about the top 5 reasons that I do not regret quitting my job to travel. This experience has been completely insane, but I have to give you guys some context. When did I move to Nashville? In 2013, my grandmother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I had made plans to jump out of a plane and go skydiving. My mom was already in Arizona with my grandmother, helping to take care of her when this illness hit. And I just remember signing up to jump, and my friend that was taking me said, "You shouldn't really tell your family until you land safely." And so I'd already told my mom. I begged her not to tell my grandmother because I didn't want to stress her out more with the condition that she was in. And my grandmother drug us all around the country. She took us to China, Australia. She made sure that when we came to visit that we had all of the experiences that we could around her because travel was very important to her. And I just remember calling my grandmother after I landed safely and telling her what I had just done. And, she was in the midst of radiation and cancer treatments at the time. She didn't feel well. And I just told her, I said, "Grandma," I was like, I can't wait to tell you, but I couldn't tell you before I did it. Please don't be mad at me." And I told her what I had just done, that I had just jumped out of a plane, a perfectly good airplane. And she said, "Oh, honey, that's great." She's like, "Don't ever wait to do the things that you want to do in life." Best advice you could get from your grandmother as her body was failing her, is something that I just cherish, that memory, and it has created this whole lifetime experience that I had the guts to do because I just did not want to wait. Part of quitting your job and traveling, if you're sitting there thinking that, gosh, I would love to do something like that, the biggest secret to living this life is doing it. You just gotta do it. Because if you wait for the right time to do anything in life, you're never going to be able to do it. And I, wanted to know what it felt like to not work while I traveled, to understand what life is really all about. And I've gained that from this trip, and quitting my job helped. Starting with reason number 5 on why I quit to travel was obviously the opportunity to travel, to experience this beautiful United States that we live in and get to see all of it. I've had so many great experiences that my grandmother created for me. I wanted to create my own experience and know what it felt like and see all of the things that I wanted to see that's in this beautiful country that we live in already. So I bought a camper. I didn't even know how to tow at the time that I bought this camper. My dad had to pick it up for me. And then I got a hitch installed on my car, and he taught me how to tow the camper, and the rest is history. And I've towed it around the country 3 times now. And I've gotten to see and feel and experience things that I would not have got to experience sitting behind a cubicle. I don't regret the fact that I'm running out of money right now because of my decisions. I'm extremely happy with these decisions because of all the experiences that I've gained. The 4th reason that I do not regret quitting my job while I traveled is that I could fully engage. So while I traveled and I got all of these amazing experiences, I really got the opportunity to just fully indulge in everything that I was doing. I didn't have to worry about getting up at a certain time to, make a phone call, to try and find Starlink or some type of connectivity while I was out there. It was not a stress for me. So I could completely shut down and fully indulge this experience and just go wherever the wind blew me and not have that extra stress that I was toting around of trying to get connected, of trying to make that phone call, of trying to, figure out what I needed to do to hit this deadline for work, make it work while I was traveling. It's just an extra stress that I didn't want. My first trip in 2019, I actually did have a remote job while I worked, and it did bring a lot of extra stress to my travel experience. So I wanted to know what it felt like to not work while I traveled. An unexpected benefit for my 3rd reason of quitting to travel is that I found new paths. So instead of, focusing on a singular path of a job that I was in, I was able to completely shut down and fully engage and listen to myself. And it started to open up new pathways to things that I wanted to do. And understanding myself a little bit deeper to where those new pathways that are starting to open up, I'm enjoying. I honestly never really saw YouTube as an option. I've been creating YouTube videos. Thank you for watching my YouTube videos, because that has helped me give my parents an opportunity to take a trip of their own. I've got Rupert in the background there. So he's getting into mischief as usual. So I'm in my parents' garage currently while they are taking a vacation of their own, because they have been taking care of my grandfather for the last 2 years, and they've had to put their motorhome in storage. So I'm sure watching their daughter travel all around the country has been A, stressful, and B, a little bit of like, I wish we could do that too, and they're supportive as parents can be, but they needed a vacation of their own. So I'm staying here with my grandfather to give them that opportunity. In finding a new path for myself, I've, realized that I enjoy silversmithing. I want to learn how to silversmith. I want to learn how to do lapidary work. I've also found this YouTube path that I can take. And when I get back to Nashville, I have a job if they'll take me back, because, when you live this lifestyle, there are so many risks involved when you take that leap. Anybody can do it. It's just, what are you willing to risk to be able to do it? If you're willing to risk it all, jump, take it, try it, see what happens. But yes, finding new paths has been interesting, and I'm not done yet. I'm still creating, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and I'm still adding all of these little experiences into this little, putting another feather in my cap of just knowledge from what you learn when you're out there too. So it's really allowed me to fully engage with myself and open up new pathways, and it's led me down this incredible path. So the second reason that I do not regret quitting my job is that it has taught me so much resourcefulness. It's taught me how to budget differently. It's taught me how to, you guys, you always gotta make a ruckus when I start filming. I know, you have to be seen. Rupert's running around like a crazy man still. Anyway, but it's taught me so much resourcefulness in how to manage my money differently, how to budget, how to, use the things that I already have if I don't have to buy something else. And it's taught me basically how to, when I get back to work and I actually start making some real money again, like how to, I feel like I can do almost anything as a result of learning how to live with less. And it's been incredible. And the number one reason why I do not regret quitting my job to travel is the transformation that I have seen in myself. Like, I did this. I am capable of whatever it is that I put my mind to. I made my own dream come true. And now I get to go back to work with a full heart and understanding what I can do in this lifetime and how I can create my own path and make my own dreams come true. Do you know how empowering that is? How, golly, I did it. And I just did it. That's how I did it. I just did it. Instead of thinking about, is this the right time? Do I have enough money saved? Of course you want to have money saved. You don't just blindly want to jump into this abyss that you have no skill set yet on how to work your way through it. You have to have backup plans. But at the same time, you just have to do it. And there is no right time. The time is now. If you have given yourself a little bit of a cushion, the time is now. And that's what I did. I gave myself a little bit of a cushion. I understood the risks associated with this, and I've met so many incredible people on this journey that helped shape the trajectory of my trip, that it created, I feel like, a completely different person than when I started this trip in particular. My first 2 trips were transformative, but not nearly the way that this one was. This one was completing a dream of mine. My other 2 trips were attempts to complete that dream. I still learned a lot, still gained a lot from those, and I just kept plucking away until my dream trip happened and this was it. What's in store for the future? I really don't know. And that's the cool part about all of this is I can create whatever I want to create in the morning when I get up. And so can you. It takes baby steps. It takes tenacity. It takes, a lot of different things to get yourself to that point where you want to take that leap. But once you do it, and you know that you're going to land on your feet, you do. Eventually. Sometimes you stumble, but you still land on your feet, and that's the cool thing about this is getting outside of your comfort zone. I was just talking to my mom about this morning. Sometimes when you get outside of your comfort zone, you expand your comfort zone. So now I have this whole playing field of comfort zone of where I'm comfortable, and I'm bouncing off the walls of that comfort zone right now, trying to figure out how can I expand this comfort zone even more? And that's where I'm at right now. And, I do want to save for another trip once I get home and, check on my house, make sure it's still standing because I've been away for a year, It's a long time to be away from home and create this as your new home. And it's been an incredible experience. And I just want to encourage anybody who's teeter-tottering, who has a little bit of, savings and a little bit of cushion there, take your leap. Try it. Even if it's for a small amount of time. This is not a one-size-fits-all lifestyle. Your journey is going to look completely different than mine. 100%. We all have different paths in life. Look at your resources. Look at the possibilities. Look at everything that you can in your life to try and create what you want it to be. And it's baby steps. It's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time, but you can get there. And, I've said before in one of my other videos, which I do have other videos if you're interested, of me living out of the camper, of camper tours, of everything else if you want to see more about the camper. So just check out my channel. There's a few videos that I've uploaded. I'm still new to this space. I'm still building my little profile. This is all new for me, but hey, it's outside of my comfort zone. I'm putting myself out there and you guys are responding. So thank you for that because it's been a very, for the most part, inclusive and supportive atmosphere to put my content out too. So thank you guys so much for watching that because that's helped create another avenue and another path for me, which I was not expecting. I think the cool thing about this life and anybody's life is that you have the ability to make small changes in your life to set you up for a similar trajectory, to live your dream. I'm just the average person. I had no towing skills before I got this camper. I had no knowledge of what this lifestyle really entailed. And it's hard, I'm not gonna lie. You give up your security, you give up all sorts of things to make this life happen for yourself. And there's a lot of sacrifices involved. It's not just, oh, I got a camper and I traveled the whole US and it was so great. No, the lows, when you go through this whole process, are what create those highs and those learning opportunities. When you learn something, you're like, wow, I am a fully immersive learner. I always have been. I am not a good self-teacher. I have to be in the moment sometimes to figure stuff out. And sometimes I wait until, building that skill set until I have to. I am a procrastinator. I'm a master winger of things, and that's what makes life interesting to me. And that also helps kind of sort of keep me outside of my comfort zone. So I enjoy being outside of my comfort zone because that's where I thrive the most. And that's where I have the most self-growth. And that is where you have the most life experiences, in my opinion. However, that may not work for some other people. This is just what's worked for me and what I have gained, and 5 reasons that I do not regret quitting my job and being down to pennies in my bank account. It was so worth it because I know I'll make money tomorrow and I know I'm not gonna flop. Like, I'm a smart girl, I'll figure it out like I always do. And that's where if you're looking at me thinking, gosh, I wish I was doing that. You just have to trust yourself to have the capability to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you hit those lows, when you go on a trip like this, because it isn't always rainbows and butterflies that some people make it out to be, but you have to believe in yourself that you're going to be able to come out on top no matter what. And like I said, it can be extremely challenging at times. There's been times where, driving through Gallup, New Mexico, where I lost the windshield from this camper at 4:30 in the afternoon in the wintertime when the sun was getting ready to set, and I have no windshield on my housing unit for the evening in an unfamiliar area. You want to talk about being nervous, scared, stressed. That was very stressful to have no windshield and no protection in the unit that you were going to be sleeping in, and basically everything that you're carrying with you that you own at the time. So, once I made it through that, I had a stranger help out. It was an amazing connection that somebody took the time to help me figure out a solution so that I could feel secure sleeping in my camper for the evening. But that's what I'm just trying to convey, is that no matter what happens in life, you're gonna figure it out. So make sure that you're prepared when you go on the road, that you have, your own self-protection, whatever you're comfortable with. Because it is scary out there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a single female. Traveling in a camper like this is scary at times. But if I thought about it too long, I wouldn't be out here doing what I'm doing. And that's why it's so important to sometimes just jump and do it. Otherwise, you miss out on all these cool experiences in life. Life is scary enough as is. Bad things can happen anywhere in the world and at any given time. But to just try and sit in your comfort zone, you miss out on so much in life. And when my number's up, my number's up. That's the way I look at it. And I'm doing everything I can to enjoy this precious time that we have, that we are all so lucky to be here and to have this human experience. I think that's about it. But I really want to give y'all hope if this is something that you think that you're capable of. And like I said, this is not a one size fits all. Some people are more comfortable working while they travel, and that's great. If you have a career that you love, that you can do mobily, there are so many different ways to live this life. The way I chose to do it for myself was the most beneficial for myself, but it might not be the most beneficial for somebody else. So you just have to look at your resources and what you are willing to risk to do this. And I believe that almost anybody has the capabilities of doing something similar and living out their own personal dreams. Really drilling down to who I am as a human being, it's just really cool to feel this way about yourself. I'm so empowered, I'm so enlightened, and I just cannot wait to see how that plays out in my normal everyday to-day life when I get home, and what doors will open next because I've created this for myself. And I took the leap, and I did the scary thing that people are afraid to do, and gave up my security and got outside my comfort zone. And this was the result. And anybody can do that. It's not just me. Anybody can get outside of their comfort zone any day of the week and start building those small building blocks to get yourself in a better position to do something like this. And I just want to say too that my journey did not happen overnight. This took a long time to get all of this together, to be able to do. I just wanted to give you guys the reasons why I do not regret quitting my job if this is something that you're on the cusp of. This is how it benefited me. And like I said, this isn't you're not guaranteed results like this, but if you don't do it, you'll never know. And so I did it, and now I know, and I feel so empowered and so enlightened. I don't regret having my savings being spent or invested into myself, and I'm kind of down to the nitty gritty right now, but I have enough to pay my bills for the next month, but I've got to get home and start working. And I really, really appreciate you guys following along on this crazy journey that I've been on, and there will be more to come. I'm just not sure what that's going to look like yet, and that's okay. But I also have about a week or two to travel back to Tennessee, and that adventure coming up when I do make that trek. It will probably be cold by then, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I'm not too worried right now, and we'll just wait and see how this unfolds. But I do not regret quitting my job to travel at all. There is zero regret there whatsoever. And I can't wait to give my friends a big hug in Tennessee when I get home. I can't wait to see my house and have that comfort and that security back for a little while before I push myself outside of my comfort zone again. So I just really hope this helped give you some insight into this lifestyle and what the average person is capable of when they really put their mind to it, what you can do. Of course, there's risks. Of course, it's scary. Of course, like, you have all these things to contend with, but the benefit for me has outweighed anything I could ever imagine. Okay. I really hope to see y'all down the road, and I really hope that you found this to be of some benefit to you, and that it just inspires you that anybody is capable of figuring out another path, another avenue, another way of life if you want it. And I'm just your average person, and somehow I got here, and somehow I had this crazy cool experience that I just could never replicate or never articulate properly how much it's done for me. But anyway, I really hope to see y'all down the road. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you like this content, and I have more videos, and I will link a camper tour below, because usually people want to see the inside of the camper, so that will be in the description below. And yeah, I really, really hope to see y'all down the road, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, great week, great month, great year, what's left of it.